So lately I've been playing this game called Genshin Impact. It's an action-adventure game that was released back in September of this year on a PC, PS4, and even iOS. There's even supposed to be a Switch port on the way. Now I remember when this thing got announced like a year ago, and I thought it looked pretty decent, but I actually ended up forgetting it even existed until it came out. But the game turned out to be free to play, so I figured I'd give it a whirl. And I'm glad I did. Now, this is undoubtedly a Breath of the Wild clone. I ain't gonna pretend that it's not. It has an open world, the temples are pretty much shrines, there's a cooking mechanic, climbing works the same, etc. But, for those of you who don't know, I wasn't a huge fan of Breath of the Wild. I just didn't enjoy it as much as most people. It isn't a bad game or anything, but that's besides the point. So I was surprised that I actually really enjoyed Genshin Impact. One major reason I've been enjoying this game is how it's structured. It of course has that open world that you can freely explore while increasing your adventure rank and leveling up your characters. But as you play the game, you get to find different objectives and can basically go on quests. I personally really like this setup. See, I'm not a massive open world guy, so it's nice to see a game with the best of both worlds. You can still explore freely, but you also have some linear quests to go along with it. The visuals are also excellent. It goes for cel-shaded style, and it is absolutely fantastic. Some areas in this game just look stunning. It's so vibrant and lively, and I just like looking at it. And it's funny because you wouldn't expect visuals this nice from a free-to-play game made in China. So I'm glad the developers took the time to make the game look as good as it does. Another thing I'm loving about this game is the combat. Attacks have a lot of a weight behind them, and everything has impact. Not only that, but the controls in this game are smooth as butter. Like, especially when you're switching between different characters in combat, it feels great. Using everyone's different weapons and abilities is very quick, very snappy, and very satisfying. It makes combat a lot of fun, no matter how small the enemy might be. Speaking of which, to my understanding, you can unlock characters as the game goes on, or you can just straight up buy them. Yeah, that's another thing. This game does have some gacha elements, but I haven't run across any paywalls that prevented me from playing the game. But keep in mind, I'm not that far into the game at all, so this is more of a first impressions kind of thing after all. Although one thing I found really odd about this game, it has to do with the required internet connection. You must be connected to Wi-Fi in order to play this game. And this is done so your save data can be backed up, which is fine and all, but if your ping gets really high, actions like picking up items, swapping characters, and opening chests become very laggy. But other actions like character movement are never affected, so it's like partially running on hardware, but also off the internet. I don't know, I find it really odd. Granted, if you have a good, consistent connection, which I don't, this won't be an issue for you. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this game so far. Is it absolutely amazing? No, but it's just a fun time. I've honestly been enjoying it more than Breath of the Wild personally. I wouldn't really say it's better, but whatever. But hey, if you enjoy action adventure games, action RPGs, and anime girls, then definitely try this thing out. It is free after all, so you have no excuse.